just tried to belch?
That's probably the first time that's ever happened.
No, you missed a few episodes of belching.
No, I didn't try to belch because I knew I would throw up in those ones.
Welcome back to Beach Theory. I have a different voice, if you couldn't tell.
Michael's voice is breaking and dying, and the fan is on because I'm so pregnant.
Just watch.
And I'm still pregnant. And I'm still pregnant.
Yeah.
I'll never stop being pregnant.
The last several times
it will last forever.
that we've recorded, we think like, oh, this will be the last time we record before the baby comes. This will be the last time we record. But then you're still pregnant.
It's never the last time.
You're just going to be pregnant forever, I guess.
I guess so. I'm pretty sure a tear just popped out of my eyeball. Just one single tear.
Only those watching our podcast on YouTube will know the
if
truth.
it actually popped out or not.
Thanks for joining us today. We have a very amazing episode planned for you today. Do you know what we're going to talk about today, Becca?
I think we're going to be talking about the second treasure hunt. Or
actually,
what leads us up to that?
Yes.
Okay.
What leads us up to that? But first, today's episode is brought to you by this beach house pillow I'm holding in my hand.
If you're watching in the video, you'll be able to see. If you're listening, it's blue, it's square, and it's got a really awesome logo on it.
That's right.
That says The Beach House, and we have them available for sale right now.
That's right. So you're good at this.
I am like a commercial person.
I didn't even know you were going to say all that. So yeah, we just launched.
Surprising.
We've got a whole bunch of beach house swag options available, and you can see them on our Teespring, which is through our Beach House YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But today, let's talk about what happened after the big treasure hunt in the last episode.
The big one.
The first big, amazing, epic treasure hunt of all time.
We posted. Nothing happened for a little while.
I think it went viral right away.
Did it?
Yes. I remember being like, oh, holy cow.
It's happening.
Like, the next day.
It's happening.
Right? The next day I posted a video and we were talking about giving away the treasures.
Yeah.
Like some of the clues and some of the stuff to like the viewers.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. Because the video is doing really well.
Okay.
And I remember like it just exploded. And I remember being like totally shocked about how well it was doing.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how soon afterwards we were. Daryl Eves reached out to us.
So what happened was we started getting tons and tons of subscribers. Within a month, we went from 10,000 subscribers, which is why we made the video. It was a celebratory video to celebrate 10,000 subscribers. We're doing this treasure hunt. And then it went, and that was at 10,000. It went up to 100,000 in a month.
Right.
That was the fastest growth we'd ever seen, ever.
So, but before the end of that month is when Daryl Eves reached out to me, and he's like, hey, dude, congrats on that awesome video. It's doing so good. I'm thrilled for you guys. And he's like, I'm going to give you some free advice. Follow it up with a similar video with a similar title.
Yes.
ASAP.
As soon as you can, do something close enough to it that has to do with treasure. Right. Something that's just along the same lines that's not going to be like, I mean, because we were posting other videos by that point. We were posting a video just every single day. Again. But none of them were performing the same at all.
So he's like, if you want to maintain this new standard of like viewership monthly that you're getting right now.
Peaks and valleys.
Do another video right now, like as soon as you can. Similar title, similar thumbnail. And so we were kind of like, what
are we going to do?
It took months to put together that last treasure hunt. How are we going to do another one?
Yeah, we were thinking we have to have the exact same quality and we have to have the exact same setup and all this stuff. Prepared. We didn't know how to do something similar but different or easier. Like it takes a lot of brain power to kind of figure out what we're going to do that's similar to it. So I think by now we've got it down. But
was it your idea or was it Daryl's idea to do the giveaway thing?
It wasn't his idea. He just said, do something similar.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And then we decided to go out to actually pay for people's groceries or gas or just use the money from the treasure chest at the end.
Right.
And follow that up. We wanted to follow up the treasure hunt. I mean, it was a couple months after because in the treasure hunt video, there was no snow on the ground. And by the time we did it, it was around Christmas.
When we did the giveaway video, it was not months after. it was like maybe a couple weeks after the treasure hunt that
weeks?
we did the giveaway. Yes.
It was freezing cold.
I could even check. I promise.
You should check. Let's prove it.
I promise.
Prove
it was like
it.
really,
right now.
really soon after. But while I'm looking that up, hang on. Let's see.
If you can't tell, I'm just in a sarcastic mood right now. I'm sick of being pregnant. I want to be done being pregnant.
You're doing great. Don't give up.
Well, there's no way to give up. There's no end in sight. There's just kidding. I'm sure once I have the baby, I'll be like, oh, everything was fine.
Okay. So the original treasure hunt was posted on November 9th.
Oh. That's later than I thought.
Right? Yeah,
so I'm guessing it's within a month then.
And then giving away the treasure, because that's what we ultimately decided to do. Give away all the treasure or whatever.
We gave away all
bought people's groceries.
Treasure.
It was really fun. That video went up December 2nd. So it was less than a month.
Okay.
It was like 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
Later.
Yeah, because we were kind of like in panic mode because we posted that video and it did so good and we were starting to make some money and we were like, how can we keep this? We have to do whatever we can. And we were trying, but really our videos that we were posting had nothing to do with the treasure.
Right.
And then talking to Daryl kind of gave us the idea, we need to do something along the same lines and try hard to continue doing ones along the same lines. Right. Or maybe that will lead us to something else that will be a little bit easier to make. But that we posted that video.
And it did really, really good.
It did really good.
Yeah, it popped really well and it kept the channel kind of going at a new level. And
yes. And this was, we didn't realize until we had really had a peak that YouTube is like peaks and valleys. So like I'll say this, but there are some channels that are huge that are an exception. But for most channels, it's peaks and valleys. You'll have one huge video that will do really good, and then you'll have a bunch of content that you post that you think is going to do really good, and it will just be low, and then it will peak back up again to be a really high video, and then if you're lucky, right, and you try to get as many peaks as possible.
Mm-hmm. And so after that, we were like, okay, well, let's not just give away the treasure. Let's do a big reveal with that video too. Let's do something interesting. And so after we gave away the treasure, we realized, oh my goodness, like this huge treasure chest has a false bottom, and we never noticed that before until after we gave away all the money.
Notice.
So
it's
we got
not
home.
like we rooted through the whole thing to see how much money we had or anything. Sorry. We totally did that. We rooted through it, and we knew it had a false bottom, but we didn't tell anybody that.
We pulled out the false bottom, and there were more clues and more treasure underneath.
Well, because we wanted it to look like there was really that much money in it.
Right.
And Ryan had done such a good job. He made it look like it was just filled to the brim with cash. And so to reveal there was a false bottom would prove that it was fake in a way.
But also full of treasure at the same time.
But at the time, when we first got it, it wasn't full of treasure on the bottom. It was just a false bottom. We added that after to find something else.
I bet if you look carefully enough, you'll realize that the treasure underneath the false bottom of the first treasure chest, a lot of those items are the same items that we found in the second treasure chest at the end of the second treasure hunt.
Let's not reveal all our secrets. They won't trust us anymore.
Hey, just kidding. Beach Theory is all about being real. There's
true.
No other place you're gonna go and find like the most honest and real perspective.
We're not scripted in this show,
like at all.
And now a word from our sponsor,
the Beach House.
The Beach House Pillow.
Welcome to the Beach House. So comfy. You'll love it.
Oh me, oh my. You sure need this pillow in your life. Ha, ha, ha.
It has changed my life.
Insert laugh here. Oh, whoops. Sorry.
Are you sure this isn't scripted?
No, I'm so proud of the Beach Theory because it's like the most honest, the most real. We're never gonna
just in case you didn't know, we made that script up on the spot.
You are just that good.
Yeah. Insert laugh here. Just kidding.
So after that,
what were you saying? That it's like not scripted.
We're honest.
We're on. Yeah, that's
on
true.
The beach theory.
This is the most real.
We're gonna tell the truth. Our real feelings. What really happened. Because
how we really feel.
Because if people listen to the beach theory, I want them to know that they can trust us here. Like, we're not pretending. This isn't just a script.
You can trust us on every channel,
Rebecca.
But
the treasure hunts were made by Ryan. But they'll never get that answer on the beach house. Like, we'll never talk about that.
You're right, but we're not going to do something not trustworthy. You know what I mean? Like,
right, but it's
just a story.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
On the beach house, we're acting.
Yes.
On beach theory, we're not acting. This is how we really feel.
And some of the videos
we really learn, like real experiences. Yeah. I want to be real here.
And also, the kids usually don't know what's going on, and they usually are surprised, and that is their real reaction. So we're not scripting the kids for the most part.
Right.
I mean, in the treasure hunt videos. In some of the other videos, we were like, okay, now say this, but.
The first trip of mystery, they didn't know what was going on.
Oh, they had no idea. And that was so exciting because they were like, I mean, it helps us as parents to get excited about these things when it's scripted and we know it, but they don't know it, because then we're like trying to convince them of it, I guess, the whole time. And it's easier to do that because they truly believe it.
Right, and it just makes for better video overall. So what happened after that? We gave away the treasure.
Yes, and then by the time, actually right after that treasure hunt, Ryan watched that video probably 40 times, no joke, every single night, multiple times. He just needed closure because he had been working on it for a long time. And then he got started.
PTSD. Like, it was so stressful. Maybe that was after the second treasure hunt.
It was after the second treasure hunt.
But I know after the first one, he was like, there's more. Well, okay.
Yes, he started getting started right away after the first treasure hunt.
But it was after the first treasure hunt that we're like, dude, Ryan, oh my gosh, like, our channel is exploding right now.
Yeah.
Like, we need to do this more. I was like, we need another treasure hunt.
We need another treasure hunt. What are we going to do?
And I was like, okay, what's it going to take? Because at the time, Ryan wasn't working for us.
No, he had a full-time job.
Working full-time, and he was paying rent.
And that's actually his rent money.
That was his
rent money that he gave us in the treasure hunt video, which is why we were like, then we had, I just remembered something crazy about that.
What?
We started getting messages from everyone around the world asking us for money.
That's right.
They thought we were like the richest people on the planet. I remember one that was like, hey, I really want a PlayStation 3 or so, or a Wii.
Guys are rich.
Now that you're rich,
send me $300.
Like $1,000 for you would be like nothing. So can you just send it to this address? Like, I mean, I just really don't want to save up for it, and I know that you already have a lot of money. So can you just give it to me? And I was like, what? But we started getting messages like that all the time. We got them from the Philippines, all over the world. Like, people just all over the place were asking for free money. Some of them, they were
asking for games. Some of them were like, oh, I have to go in for surgery and I need $10,000. And now that you guys are rich, can you send me a bunch of money? And I was
like, whoa.
It was only $200 and it was
my dog died and I need a new puppy. Can you please? And it was just like ripping at our heartstrings messages that were like, we can't. We only actually had $200, guys.
And that was rent money.
This is false advertising. This is paying our mortgage.
But after that video, I was like, okay, well, Ryan, we need more treasure hunts. So I was like, Ryan, if you do another treasure hunt and it does this well again, maybe we can pay you for that. Like this is bringing in a lot of extra money and our channel's doing really well. Like, I'd be happy to pay you to work for us making treasure hunts. And that way you win because you get to do this full time and you get paid, and we win because our channel's doing well and we get paid.
Yeah, everybody wins.
Right. And so I think very soon after that, he'd quit his job and he was like, okay, I'm going to do full-time treasure hunt making for the beach house.
Yeah. And we were like, you don't have to pay rent because you're going to be living with us.
You're working for us, so you don't have to worry about paying rent. That'll be included. And then soon after that is when he moved down to Mount Pleasant to live with his parents.
He didn't mean to move down there. He just ended up living down there because it was like there was so much that needed to be done.
Well, he had decided that was going to be the location for the second treasure hunt. And so he had to get everything ready.
Which that house is for sale again. We sold it. Or my parents sold it. Right. And then somebody bought it and they're flipping that house.
That's good. Anyway.
Yeah. And it still has secret stuff in it.
Oh,
so
that's true.
If you want it, you can go buy it. It's not paid advertising or scripted.
So Ryan was like, okay, well, I have to build this treasure hunt. It's going to be bigger than the last one. It's going to be better. It's going to be awesome. Like, it's just going to blow your mind. So he didn't tell us anything about it. And he spent 4 months. The thing is,
was it 4 months or was it 6 months?
It was 4 because we did I think he moved down there in January. January. And then it was in May that we did the video. So it was like 4 months. January, February, March, April.
Okay. Okay.
But we missed having him around. It was not the same at the beach house without him.
My parents were also just trying to move. And so there was a lot of things that
needed fixing up. And
it was kind of a trade. They were like, I guess you can make this secret hidden room in our house if you fix this other thing that also needs. So it kind of took longer than
So he remodeled
planned.
the bathrooms and he had to do all this repair work.
Yes.
He was just trying
especially
because
the house was built in 1897 and the last renovation was in the 70s. And it was so needing help, a lot of help. And even when he did the bathroom, he said the walls were not square. Nothing was an actual 90-degree angle. He had to make it that way. It was really hard.
Yeah. And so it was sad because he was just wanting to do the treasure hunt.
Yeah.
But yet he was getting roped into all these other projects left and right.
Well, just to be able to do the treasure hunt too. It had to look a certain way, and there was so much that needed to be happen, or there was so much he needed to do to make it look the way he wanted it to.
Right.
So.
And
that was hard.
So that's what he had to do, and it is what it is. But it took a long time.
Yes.
I mean, it was worth it. In all
totally
reality,
worth it.
The video did so good.
Yes.
And so we'll actually, I think our next podcast will be us. So we actually, after we did the treasure hunt, the second one, we thought it'd be fun to sit down and talk about the treasure hunt while watching it, kind of like a commentary.
Yes.
So we actually recorded this commentary weeks after we recorded the actual treasure hunt video.
The second treasure
hunt. And we never did anything with it.
Because at the time, people were messaging us left and right saying, is this real? Is this real? Is this real? Is this real?
This is fake.
And we were like, is this real? This is fake. Is this real? This is fake. And we were like, well, let's just let them keep speculating because it would be bad for us at this point to say, yes, it's fake. Because then people would just, I think it's the mystery of it that kept it alive.
It's the idea that it could be real.
We still have people coming up to us, teenagers, adults, saying, is this real?
Yeah. Or oh my gosh, you guys found the treasure in your basement. That was so cool.
That was you? I saw
real?
that.
And then and we'd be like, no, that was real. Or, yes. I didn't know about it,
Yeah, it was real to us.
My usual answer was yeah, it was a real treasure hunt.
Yeah.
That's my real answer because it's true. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
And if they ask further, I'll explain.
It was so cool. So cool.
So, but we actually talk about all the different pieces and parts of that treasure hunt and how it's just so mind-boggling. And Ryan.
And we've never posted it to the internet to this day.
Yeah.
But we still have. And I look like a 100% different person, by the way.
You were gorgeous.
I was.
You still are gorgeous.
Was.
I was watching that the other day. I was just like, wow. Who is that woman?
I actually looked at it and I didn't think it was me. You look in the mirror but now, being so pregnant, I'm like, who is that? Oh, that's me. I had my hair dyed recently for Sarah Sanderson's, the Hocus Pocus. And
so your hair
was
it was
super
blonde, white.
And very skinny and just...
I think you had red lipstick on.
Yeah, I was just I don't know, dressed up and skinny looking, and now I'm
cute.
Never dressed up and not skinny looking.
Well, you're still so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I adore you. And I'm so excited. You're going to have this baby any day.
I know. I'm so excited for it. Everything changes because then all of a sudden I can start healing. This has been a hard pregnancy, but I'm excited to be able to take care of my body and not have it be out of control gaining weight,
Yeah.
That's one of the best parts about it. You just get control back, kind of your life.
So we had some like interesting things also happen after that first treasure hunt, because we were part of the YouTubers community and we attended like all the YouTuber events, the monthly meetups that we kept going to those, and everyone was seeing our huge explosive success with the treasure hunt video, and they were like, oh my gosh, like I guess treasure hunting is trending. And so everybody, like all of our friends were just like, we had a few people that were like, hey, can we do a treasure hunt? Like, is it cool? It's not going to bother you guys if we do a treasure hunt, is it? And we were kind of like, no, this was our first, like,
this was like our first experience with people saying, I want to do what you're doing, and not asking us and just doing it anyway.
And then, a lot of other people were just doing treasure hunts.
Yeah.
And at that point, we were like, oh,
well, at first,
doing it. Go ahead.
The very first one that ever did it, we were like, oh, they stole our idea. Like, our thumbnail looked exactly like their thumbnail looked exactly like our thumbnail. And we were like, what? I can't believe this. They're totally ripping us off. We watched their whole video.
What are you talking about?
I don't want to say.
I might have given them permission.
And then afterwards, they had a thanks to the beach house for this idea. And we were like, oh, okay, I guess it's okay.
Well, they asked me first.
Did they ask you? I didn't know if they had. But we found it without you knowing about it or something.
Yeah, I think you guys were watching it, and then you saw it, and you were like, oh my gosh, these people ripped us
off.
Idea. And then afterwards, I was like, no, they told me, they asked me, and I gave them permission.
And it was totally fine.
It was cool that they asked, even though they didn't have to ask.
Yeah.
They could have just done it.
Yeah.
And that would have been perfectly within their rights to do.
Which now I'm like, oh, we knew so little. The bigger you get, the more people just use your ideas, which is something that just comes with the territory of this job.
And you can't get upset about that.
Or else it will cripple you, and you will not be able to move forward, and you'll have anger issues with random people. And the thing is, this is such a tight-knit community, especially here in Utah, and you're going to run into those people over and over again. And you're going to run into other YouTubers. Like, if you're even trying to be successful or active in the community, you will run into other people who have taken your idea. And it's just something you have to kind of be okay with.
Yeah.
And if you get too hung up on people stealing your idea, then at least this is our opinion, right?
This is theory.
This is our theory on life. But if we get too hung up on it, then we have seen multiple channels get crippled from watching other people take their ideas. Then they give up and they start fighting those other channels.
And they get angry
and they make enemies, and they stop posting videos.
Yep.
Ultimately.
And it's really sad.
It's so sad.
So I think the only thing that frustrated me about everybody else copying our treasure hunting video idea was their quality was nowhere near our quality.
Which in a way was like, nah, it's okay, we'll be fine.
Well,
because nobody else does it as good as we do.
I think it would have been more frustrating if their video had done better than our video.
Some of them were doing just as good as ours.
But ours have 25 million views.
Yeah.
So none of theirs got close to that.
By the way, we have never had any type of a conversation comparing other YouTubers to us online, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
So this is very uncomfortable for me. I'm like, I can't believe all these people are hearing this right now.
I guess
I don't want to talk like this in front of all of our audience. It's weird. I don't want to compare. I don't want to put anybody down. I don't
want to put anybody down either.
Yeah.
I just want to be real. This is my opinion.
This is our
opinion. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad, and maybe that's why we're not saying names.
Yeah.
But in all reality, that's the truth.
Speaking
people
of
were
that,
copying our video idea, and they didn't do the same quality, and it for a while I was like, oh no, you're giving treasure hunting videos a bad name.
Oh, okay.
And I don't want people to think, oh, that's a treasure hunt.
Well, it's what do you do when you have a video that starts a trend?
It did.
It started a trend, and you're like, hey, everybody's stealing our trend. They're stealing our trend. You can't stop the internet from progressing. And honestly, it was a huge compliment. That was really a huge compliment to have started that. And
to be clear, I have no hard feelings towards anyone.
I don't either. And I was thinking, it's funny even talking about this because I'm like, oh, those are just our friends. Like anybody. And at the time, it's like, I don't know. The bigger you get, the more you're familiar with kind of who does what, who's okay with what, and honestly, we're just okay with whatever at this point. It doesn't even matter. All that matters is that we keep posting and we don't get offended because there's so much to get offended by on the internet.
Well, and we have a lot of friends that have started trends too.
Yeah.
Just like we started the treasure hunting
trend.
And
we've ended up, that was our first experience with starting a trend and having other people take our idea or whatever and use it. But since then, we've had a lot of experiences where they've started a trend and we've asked their permission or just
not.
Or
just copied it.
Made a video and
nobody I feel like if you get offended, you're thinking too small as a YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like if you what I mean to say is if you get offended about people stealing your idea, you're thinking too small.
Because the bigger you get, the more it will happen. And that's a huge compliment, actually.
And the thing is, you can't stop it.
Just do it better than them.
Right. As long as you're doing it better than them, don't let it bother you because.
Or even if you don't do it better than them, just continue on your way. Don't give up.
And just be happy with the quality that you're creating.
Yeah.
Because you're creating amazing art.
Yeah.
I think our treasure hunting videos have come down to be something a little bit more simplified.
Doable for us.
Because we wanted to do something that's duplicatable. Like we want to be able to do, multiple treasure hunts in a month rather than one treasure hunt every quarter.
Well, we watch the first two treasure hunts, the big treasure hunts. That's what we call them.
The first two big ones.
And all we both say is it's like drinking out of a fire hose.
It's almost too much, too fast. Yeah.
It was like a real movie or something where it's boom, 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 like one clue after another is drinking out of a fire hose. It's like you almost can't take it because it's just so much. So many clues after another, and they're all so cool, and it's all so much information, and it's almost too fast.
I've thought about going back and re-editing those to make them a little bit slower.
Yeah.
Like leave in a little bit more of the problem solving, leave in a little bit more of the conversation in between.
Because we were like, we have to make this as quick as possible.
I think it goes too fast.
We went from having...
And I could add music to it.
Yes.
There's
a lot we could change.
We could re-edit those and re-release
them. They would be a completely different, awesome video.
Yeah.
That's also completely the same.
Maybe when we do the big epic finale.
We should put all three together.
All three together.
Oh, that would be a full-length movie.
Do people even know? I don't think people even know that we're working on, or I should say Ryan's working on a third finale.
Plug your ears, guys.
Boom.
We've got James in this room and Cody, our sound technician,
this is
in this room.
the end of the podcast. So if you're still listening, you deserve to know what's going on. Because
surprise, everybody. More is coming. And we're talking complicated, the big one, treasure hunt. Not the simple ones that we do in between that kind of keep our channel afloat.
Thank you for listening to Beach Theory. For all the episodes you listened to. We kind of rambled. I feel like we rambled a lot in this one. So if you've listened to the full episode, you deserve to get some spoiler, unless you don't want to hear that. But
and let us know if you want to see our video. Are we going to post our video of watching basically the commentary? Are we just going to post that?
I think we should do an intro for it.
All right, we'll do that.
That'll be the next episode podcast.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
Sounds good.
I think it'll be fun.
It will be a completely different experience if you're viewing on YouTube because I'm a different person.
In all reality, we recorded that with the intent of it being a video. So it might not make a great podcast.
Okay, so there might be a YouTube special. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, maybe it'll have to be a YouTube-only episode. I don't know.
Yep, because you got to know what we're talking about, and we don't really explain what we're watching while we're watching it in that video.
I'll have to rewatch it just to see.
We'll see what
could
we can
I listen to it and understand what's going on, or is it you have to watch it?
Yeah, we'll find out. You'll see, but for sure, it will be on YouTube.
Yes. And that's it for Beach Theory today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you guys, and we really appreciate your support on YouTube, watching, and listening on everywhere you can find podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor.
I know I say this every time, but maybe next time I'll have a baby, you see.
All right,
I'm just jinxing myself, I think. It's making me stay pregnant forever by saying that.
Bye.
Goodbye.